Parents scrambling for alternatives. Baby formula accounted for more than $4 billion in sales in 2021. That's up 4.5% from 2020. And our consumer investigative correspondent, Anna Werner, has been talking to truly frustrated parents.
He's a little happy boy.
San Francisco residents Irene and Mario Anhook are the parents of Marlo, a 10-month-old boy. His mom can't breastfeed, so from birth they've fed him a liquid infant formula from Similac, but now say it's in short supply.
We noticed it being difficult to find maybe a couple months ago, 2, 3 months ago, and then just recently we can't find it. We've tried all the local Targets. We checked Costco's, Costco online, Walgreens, Long's. Can't find it anywhere.
Her husband even drove an hour away. No luck. So the couple switched to the powdered version of the formula, but say Marlo sometimes spits it up or won't finish it.
It just worrisome a little bit for us because we want to just make sure he's getting all the calories he needs and all the nutrition he needs from the formula because he's not a year yet.
Many parents around the country are reporting the same thing: bare shelves or very low stocks of baby formula, from New York to Washington state. The Infant Nutrition Council of America confirms reports of challenges across supply chains.
It's been worsening a little bit in the last 3-4 weeks.
If you can sell more.
KK DeVay with retail research firm IRI says for major brands of baby formula powder, the average national in-stock rate before the pandemic was 95%. But his firm found as of last week, rates of availability across 10 national retailers ranged from 98% to as low as 75%. Powdered formula was less available in some cities, including Seattle, Wichita, Kansas, and Tucson.
Why are there shortages on infant formula?
Some of the shortages are related to procuring the raw materials, some of it in production, some of it is in packaging, and then labor shortages in the factory, in transportation.
Empty shelves are what mom Tiffany Mannon says she's been finding north of Orlando, Florida.
No matter where we looked, it was sold out.
Her 10-week-old son Corbin was born 6 weeks premature. She says doctors instructed her to feed him a liquid Enfamil product so he'd gain weight. The company helped by sending her free cases of the product. But now she says local stores are out of the liquid and powder versions.
Are you worried?
I am worried. It comes to our minds of once we do run out of this formula, what's going to happen if they're sold out?
Enfamil's maker Reckitt told us they have ample supply of their formula products, but said U.S. baby formula industry-wide sales are up 18%, which is more than double birth rates. The company says in response, it's ramping up production and is currently shipping 50% more product to address issues as fast as possible. The manufacturer of Similac products, Abbott, did not respond to our questions about supplies and availability. Neither did Nestle, which makes Gerber products. Tiffany Mannon says she worries with parents like her on the hunt for supplies, some may choose to hoard formula, leaving her to go without.
This is my child. How am I supposed to feed my child if he does not have what he needs to be fed? Because people are either hoarding it or there's product shortage.
We reached out to major retail outlets. Most of them told us they are working with their suppliers to cover customer demand. Abbott referred us to the Infant Nutrition Council. Now, that group says that its manufacturers, too, are working to ensure availability. That analyst we spoke to, Tony, is hoping that things will loosen up here in terms of supplies of formula in about 4 to 6 weeks. So hopefully that's a good note for parents.
Jeez. I mean, you can hope so. Formula is food. It's hard to imagine a more critical issue for parents, particularly parents of babies under 6 months of age who can't get anything else. Anna, thank you very much. We know you'll.
All right, y'all. So you heard the baby formula shortage has gotten worse in America. And this is nationwide where parents are struggling real hard that have their babies on formula. And, if push come to shove, and I know many of you don't want to hear this, you really should consider going old school. Seriously. Look, Similac and Enfamil and all that stuff was not on the shelf forever. I mean, look, I talked about the Tulsa story yesterday. You got two women that are 107 years old and a man that's 101. There was no Enfamil and Similac and Gerbers and all that stuff you see on the shelf now. But look at how long these people survived. So you just may have to do that. If there's no uh, diapers, you got to get cloth diapers. If there's no formula, you're going to have to do it the way your forefathers did it. And I understand some of y'all are reluctant to do that because I see that in a lot of today's parents. They're real reluctant to do a lot of things that actually worked, you know? And what other choice? You're now being forced to look at alternatives if you can't find what you want. And that's getting harder and harder. This food shortage is impacting everybody of all ages. So if you don't have alternatives, you need to start looking at them for real. This is the time to do it. And some of y'all just got to stop ruling out everything. What did people do before this formula was around? Ask yourself that. You know, a lot of this stuff wasn't even around when I was born, but you're going to make it. Your child is going to make it, you know? So, this is a dire thing, especially for parents with small children. This is dire. It really is. And just anticipate this is going to get worse. And this is all the more reason why Joe Biden should not be forking over all the money that he is when you got issues that need to be dealt with immediately here in America. We got some immediate needs. Money should not be going out of the country like this. But these are the times we are in. And it's just more proof. We already knew you can't rely on this government. You can't rely on the politicians here. Their jobs are not to sit there and resolve things. That's why you never see anything resolved in America. They don't want to resolve anything. If they resolve things, then they're out of a job. Yeah, that's how these selfish people think. So parents, you're just going to have to do this. You're going to be forced to do this, especially with babies. You're going to have to come up with your own plan. So, stores are also imposing limits. So, there are rations happening at stores, drugstores like Walgreens and CVS, and department stores like Target, Walmart, they are putting limits on how many baby formula products consumers can purchase at one time. So, a spokesperson for Walgreens told CBS Money Watch that it's limiting customers to 3 infant and toddler formula products per transaction, citing increased demands and various supplier issues. So you heard it's not just making the formula, they have a worker shortage too. That's also causing this situation. And, America wouldn't have a worker shortage if you just treat people halfway decent, but it's just not in you to do so. So, anyway, and spokesperson for Target confirmed that it has limits in place. At Target.com, consumers can only purchase up to 4 pieces of given baby formula product at a time. Prices of baby formula, which 3/4 of babies in the US receive within their first 6 months, have spiked. Yeah, because it's a supply and demand. So once it's a supply and demand, that's how they're going to justify raising the prices on it. The average cost of most popular baby formula products is up as much as 18% over the last 12 months. So, what's contributing to it? Well, they're saying the pandemic contributing to the shortage of formula. along with a worker shortage, and it includes manufacturers having difficulty procuring key ingredients. That's right, because there's a food shortage, and your ingredients would be part of that. Packaging hangups and labor shortage, with those factors combining to affect production and distribution. In addition, a major baby formula recall in January exacerbated the shortage. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So they're saying in 6 US states, more than 50% of the formula is out of stock completely. 6 states have zero baby formula. And they were out as of late April. Parents in Iowa, South Dakota, North Dakota are grappling with severe shortages of 50 to 51%. And out of stock levels are even higher in Missouri at 52%, Texas 53%, and Tennessee 54%. At the same time, between 40 to 50% of baby formula products were out of stock in 26 states. Mm-mm-mm. So, product shortages were further exacerbated in February when Abbott Nutrition Company issued a wide recall of its powdered baby formula products that cause illness among infants who had consumed products. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration last week issued a warning telling consumers not to use any recalled products manufactured at Abbott Nutrition's in Sturgis, uh, Michigan. So, ladies and gentlemen, they said the factory was unsanitary. Oh my goodness. Wow. So, I don't know. I mean, it is a real difficult time to have a baby and even have a family, during these times with everything so outrageous out here in the economy. And this is just one more thing making it worse for consumers here in America. And again, this is why we have to throw the fault on politicians and Joe Biden for sending all this money out when something like this should be getting immediate attention in America, but it won't. But y'all, please tell me what you think about this story. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.